Hi, I'm Jim Gary and welcome to Penelope's Workshop. Today is a fantastic day because in this video I finally removed the broken big block Vortec engine out of my 26-year-old Workhorse based motorhome. And when I started this project I hadn't seen a video showing how to remove an engine from inside a motorhome, so I'm hoping this will be helpful to others in similar circumstances. And there are 6 previous videos where I show the extensive preparations I needed to do just to get to this point. And the engine's in a doghouse, so there's limited access, and the motor has to come out through the inside of the motorhome and then out a side door. And please be aware that I'm a biologist, not a professional mechanic, and I'm showing you what I did, not what I think you should do. So please consult a professional before taking on work like this. And as always, I welcome any comments or suggestions you may have. And if you found this video interesting, there are links to my other videos in the description below. So please like and subscribe. Now let's get on with the video. This is my 2-ton engine lift or crane. And as you can see, the innermost setting it's 2 tons, but it drops down to half a ton, which is 1,000 pounds here. So I can have it all the way out here because the engine probably weighs about 500 to 600 pounds. Which is less than half a ton. I'm going to disassemble this crane and reassemble it in the RV. I also want to mention I put down a sheet of plywood. It's 1/2-inch plywood about where the crane's going to go. I had put protective paper down, but I really want to spread the weight a little bit, and I also want to have a smoother way to roll the crane. So here it is in a position where I'll be picking it up from. There's plenty of room to move it forward, to disengage it, move it forward, to disengage it from the transmission. Plenty of height to lift it, I hope. So I got this engine leveler. It was on Amazon. It's called the Yellow Jacket engine leveler. And there's 2 versions. One has ball bearings here and the other ones don't. And mine's got the ball bearings, so it's $47.99 or something. And they did say, of course, you got to take off the handle and reverse it. So to reverse the handle, I've got a wrench on the nut and I've got a screwdriver on the screw. So basically when you crank this, it moves this back and forth so you can find the center of gravity. I'm at the front end of the engine. There's these 2 studs here, but there's one here and there's one here. So I think I'm going to take these out and bolt lift onto there. And on the back end of the engine, the same holes are there, but I'm going to have to remove the distributor and all that to be able to get to them. So I've got to take this coil off because I've got to move the distributor out from underneath it. And there it is in all its glory. This is the bolt. It's a 9/16 head bolt that releases the distributor. So it's awkward to reach in there, but I finally got it loose and I put a little more penetrating oil on it. And there's the bracket, the hold down clamp. Here it is. So now I'll be able to attach this down here. So the hole I need is right here. I need to put the last bolt in, and it goes way down here, right here where my finger is. So the chain would then rub up on this, and this is something to do with the fuel line. So I need to make a 1-inch wide spacer to go over that bolt to give me a good standoff. So what I've done is I've got a piece of 7/8 inch steel here, and I've already drilled a 7/16 hole. And now all I need to do is cut off this. So here's the bushing. I had to actually make a longer one because it had to clear this plastic thing here. I couldn't figure out how to get that out either, but I think I'm good. So I'm just going to tighten this bolt up. Okay, it's good and tight there. And then I got this bolt here tight as well, so these are good and tight. I did have to add an extra shackle here just to get that little bit of length I needed. And then on the front of the engine, I've tightened all these down. So this is the right bolt and over here's the left bolt, so they're nice and tight. So I'm ready to put a little lift on this and see what happens. So here we go up a little bit. So now I've got to pry it forward to see if I can disengage it from the transmission. I went down below and just made sure the transmission jack was in proper place there. Motor mounts have separated, so that's good. I'm going to try rolling this forward a little bit, see if I get some forward pressure on it. So it's jammed, and I see why. So this front wheel was jammed up against this piece of plywood, so I just going to leave the plywood out of the way and see now if I can drag it back. I'm hoping so. But we're getting close. This is really exciting. Right now I'm trying to clear the exhaust manifold. There we go. Okay, so I've got this exhaust manifold here cleared. Okay. What I want to do is just get it up high enough so that I can come in and undo the exhaust manifold. So I've got the engine suspended by the crane above the doghouse here, and what I'm doing is I'm taking off these exhaust manifolds because it won't fit through the door. Then there's this one bolt here. Anyway, here's the right side exhaust manifold off. So I've got to go get my Torx bits to take all these studs out. So I've got my external Torx socket here. So these should just come right out. Yeah, they do. And I'll do the same on the other side, so we're good there. So I want to take the flywheel off. There. Finally got it off. It's a lightweight little flywheel. And the actual bolts are 9/16. Square washer and a bolt. Let me get that last one off. Here's the motor mount. And I marked it the way I found it, so the arrow points forward and the R means it's on the right side. So this bracket bolts there, the nut is actually built onto the bracket, so it has to go in from the back. So this is the way it must have been on there. I've got the engine moved back, so now it's kind of even with the door it's going to go out of eventually. But I've got to take off the oil pan because I didn't get a new oil pan with a new engine, and if this thing gets dropped or damaged, I don't care if this engine gets dropped, but I don't want to wreck the oil pan, so I'm going to take it off now. It's just a bunch of 1/2-inch bolts. So here's some damaged pieces. This feels like aluminum, like a piston skirt or something, I'm not sure. And I can't see well enough up under there, but there's 2 big pieces that were just sitting in the oil pan. There's a few more as well. This is the underside of the old engine, and I've got to take the oil pump. This is the oil pump. And the manual says to just take this one bolt here, and that's a 5/8 bolt. And this thing's just hanging, so I'm not sure what's going to happen torque-wise. Oh, came right off. There. Wow, it's just the one bolt. So now I just have to get this off, this oil filter off, which has been a real problem. It's on there good. It's an AC Delco. So I'm now ready to drop this onto a cradle. On the left is the part of the pallet that cradled the new engine, but it was rickety, so I made the more compact and sturdy cradle you can see on the right. It's about 20 inches long, 4 inches deep with that 8-inch gap to allow the engine to sit securely in it. And on the bottom, I put in a couple of rails, and I'm going to grease them before I put the engine on. I'm going to grease them, and I've got nice rounded corners because I'm going to have to push the motor over to the edge of the steps. Looks like it's got some sealant or Teflon tape or something, I'm not sure. But here it's coming out. This pulley over here is going to be a problem, so I'm just going to take that pulley off. So the pulley came right off. There were 3 bolts here, fine threaded bolts, and then a big one in the middle. So now I've got more clearance to lower this down into the cradle. Take it slow. But now I've got to disassemble this crane and get the crane outside and see if I can push the motor more toward the door. There it is. So I've got the crane set up right here, and I've got a problem because my RV cover has this metal frame that sits on the concrete, but luckily the wheels on the bottom of the crane are lift the body of it up, so I can slide this where it needs to go. Okay, that's enough for now. I got to roll this in about 28 inches that way to have the hook centered over the middle of the engine. And it will not reach. Those middle wheels are in the way. Now these middle wheels don't take any weight except when the crane's folded up. So I could pull this crane out and take off these middle wheels here, and then it would be able to go further in. I think that's what I'm going to do. These small extra wheels were mounted, one here and one over here, and they're only there for when you have the legs folded up when you're storing it. They don't bear any weight when the crane's lifting. That works perfectly. So I'm going to hook it up to the engine, then I'm going to lift the engine up, then I'm going to roll everything back and put that roller frame down, cradle on it, and then drop the engine down back on the cradle there. And I am going to have to be really careful about how I pull it out. So yep, there's my cradle. So I've got just a guide wire, a guide line here to help me. Oh, this is so much fun. All this work. So I've moved the plywood back, and here's my cradle, and it just so happens it fit really well into this dolly. Those 2 rails I put on it just happened to wedge perfectly. There's the dolly with the cradle in it. The engine's poised over it. It's going to be on that piece of plywood down there, but it's set so that the plywood won't come down, because I got to remove this bigger piece of plywood out of the way once I get the crane out so that I can use this plywood as a ramp. Now as it came down, it went further in because that top part of the crane is at an angle, so I've got to pull it back a little bit. Okay, it's there and it's stable. So I've got the plywood moved. So the idea is I'll roll this down and run it that way, and then I'll take this piece of plywood and put it in front and just hopscotch. Figure that out. So it's been a lot of work, but it's very satisfying to finally have that motor out. Now I can transfer many of the parts and then add some new parts to the remanufactured long block I have and get that back in the motorhome sometime soon. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Similar videos of mine are linked in the description below. So bye.